Hello and welcome to the Additive Manufacturing Lab here at Ingvar Kamprad Design Centrum, LTH, at Lund University. My name is Axel Nordin and I'd like to introduce you to a couple of the machines that we have available here at our laboratory. We can print with a number of different technologies and a number of different materials such as metals, plastics, even food. So in the Printlabb we can produce parts like this, for instance. And this part comes from a stereolithography machine. Now, stereolithography is a technology where we use liquid resins that harden using a UV laser layer by layer. And this technology can be used for a number of different types of resins that can vary in mechanical properties. They can be very stiff, or they can be extremely flexible, just like this part here. And they can even be translucent. The technology is very suitable for small, high-precision parts that either need to be stiff or flexible. Typically, we produce parts that are around 150 by 150 by 200 millimeters in size. Another one of our printers is a so-called extrusion-based printer. And this technology works based on the principle that we have a material that can be extruded one way or another, either by melting it and extruding it, or by extruding it in its room temperature shape. This technology allows us to extrude thermoplastics, but even strange materials like clays, or in this case, even food. This technology allows us to experiment with a lot of different experimental materials, but we can also print more production-based parts. Typically, we print these parts in sizes of around 200 by 200 by 200 millimeters. These are examples of parts that we can produce in our powder bed fusion polymer machine, or selective laser sintering. In this machine, we sinter typically nylon powders, such as PA11 or 12. And this gives strong production quality parts that are similar in mechanical properties to parts that you produce with injection molding, for instance. In fact, the parts that we produce here are good enough for end use by customers, for instance. So this means that this is a feasible production method for smallish parts up to quantities of around 50,000 or so. The size of the objects that we can print in this machine is around 200 by 250 by 300 millimeters. Okay, this is our laser powder bed fusion machine for metals, or selective laser melting machine. As the name implies, this is mainly used for melting various types of metal powders using a high-powered laser. The metals that we use are typically aluminum and stainless steels, although we could use other metal powders as well. The typical use case for this are highly complicated parts, such as these, that would be either very expensive to prototype using other technologies, or would be simply impossible to produce using those methods. The typical size of a part that we produce is around 300 by 300 by 300 millimeters at the maximum.